Ladies and gentlemen, today we are going to discuss if used C8 Corvette prices are still booming and if it is still a seller's market. Hello everyone and welcome back to Brink of Speed. Today, ladies and gentlemen, I want to discuss the C8 market with you for a bit and try to predict and uncover facts about the C8 market and why it will be strong for a while. But before we get into the video though, please help support my channel by hitting the thumbs up button, as this helps get this video promoted on YouTube, and also please hit the red subscribe button and the bell for notifications when new videos are uploaded. And very quickly, one more thing, you can also help support this channel with a purchase from the Brink of Speed store. The link to my store is always in the description and the first comment that I pinned down below. Okay, now what I'd like to move on to is kind of like an opening statement here. So remember folks, there were thousands of people that ordered a 2020 C8 that got pushed to 2021 or maybe even 2022. This was for a few reasons. A, because GM, as you know, had to shut down in late 2019 because of the strike. B, because the pandemic hit in March and caused them to shut down through almost June. It was like the end of May that they were able to open back up. And as you can imagine, both shutdowns hurt their production numbers big time. And then lastly, 2021s are pretty much sold out as well, which has people now having to wait a year plus to get their C8. Now GM had 40,000 people wanting to order this car, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty certain that GM actually had a total of right around 39 to 40,000 orders placed through dealerships for the 2020 C8. But as of Tuesday the 10th of November, GM has only built 16,120 C8s. GM is building a little less than 900 a week right now, and so they will be hard pressed to even make it to 20K units by the end of this month. Now, I'm not sure if they are going to truly stop production at the end of November, but if they do, it seems highly unlikely that they're even going to reach 20K units. They only have a couple weeks left, which would mean, 1,800 to 2,000 more units, which puts them about 2,000 short of 20K units. Now, there are rumors out there that they are going to build well into December with the 2020 units, and if they do so, then they would easily be able to hit 20K and above. So let me know in the comments down below if you know any information about that. But as of right now, I feel like the end of this month is where they're going to stop production. And then in December, they're going to start up getting the factory ready for the 2021 production, which will start, I think, January 4th is the rumor on that. But either way, as you can see, they fell short of the order sheet by at least half, if not more than half. Going back to what I said in the beginning, this leaves thousands without a C8, which causes many to search for them on the used market, and a lot of these people are willing to pay huge premiums just so they can get their hands on a C8. This has the market flooded with super high priced used C8s, not to mention all of the dealerships selling new C8s for a premium as well. So let me show you what I'm talking about. It doesn't do me any good to just talk about these things. If you go on what I'm going to go on, which is AutoTrader, and let's go ahead and get on there right now. Okay, so I'm on AutoTrader, and if you look up top here, you'll see a zip code and then any distance. So there were a total of 313 C8s that pulled up, and I went ahead and sorted them by highest price. Now, there's people that pay AutoTrader to put their cars up top. Even though this isn't a C8, it's up top. This first C8 down here is also paid to be put up top. It's $112,000, and then there's another one that's been paid to put up top, and it's $99,000. However, if you start at the highest priced C8, it is $170,000. $170,000, and this car has 3,577 miles on it. It's a 3LT, it's a Z51, it's got the engine appearance package. But regardless of all that, even if they built this car to be $100,000+ car, let's just say $110,000, they're still asking $60,000 over sticker, even if this is one of the highest built and spec'd out C8s ever. So then we scroll on down and we've got 150,000. This is a 3LT. It's got 46 miles on it. 150,000, 149,000. This is a convertible. 139,000. Here we have another paid for ad, so it dropped in at 110. But again, we get back to the normal, and this is 139,000, 137, 130, 129. All of these cars are mainly 2LT, 3LT. As you can see, 129,850, 129, 128. We can scroll on down, and there are over 300 C8s priced up there big time. Now, the big question that I have, which I don't know unless I dive into it, like clicking on one of these cars, maybe it'll tell me how long it's been on the market. I don't know if AutoTrader does that or not. But who knows how long this car has set on AutoTrader. I don't know. I don't know if there's anybody out there that knows how to, figure that out or not. But anyway, back to the pricing on these things. As you can see, there are a lot of used C8s that people are trying to get enormous premiums, not just $20,000 or $30,000 premiums. I mean, this is a 2LT. That couldn't have cost more than maybe $80,000, and they're asking $120,000. That is $40,000 they're trying to get off of this car. And then we also have, if you keep going down, most of these are 3LT, 2LT, but we have 1LTs in here. Once you get to a certain point, it's just going to take a while to get to those 1LTs. Here's one. We have a 1LT here. It's a white non-Z51. It's probably bare bones spec'd. It's a 1LT non-Z51, which means it does not have mag ride. It does not have front end lift. And look at what they're wanting. It's 378 miles, and they want $116,000. Now, you want to talk about some serious cash they're going to make on that car. I wouldn't doubt it if this car only ran them 64, 65,000, if that. So they're trying to make 50 grand off of this car. 50 grand. So, and this is a dealership selling it. They're selling this used car. So it brought me back to the beginning. If we scroll on down and we go to the third page, you're going to see we're still 115. Just tons of these cars, in my opinion, obviously overpriced. But here's the deal. As I've said multiple times, this is the market right now. This is what we have to deal with. This is how free markets work. Someone buys a C8. They find out that it's rare. They find out that multiple people want it. In fact, thousands of people want to get their hands on these cars. And so they put a few miles on it, and then they turn around and put it on AutoTrader, and they try and get $50,000 to $60,000 for it. Now, are they all making this kind of premium on their cars? Probably not. But that leaves them a huge amount of room to negotiate with someone. But again, look at these cars. I'm going to go to the 6th page, and we're still at 108,000. There are just loads of these cars going for extremely high premiums. I'll scroll a little bit more so you guys can see more of these cars. This just blows my mind though. Let's go to the 9th page. We're skipping 3 pages. All right, now we're finally right at about 100 grand. And you know, these cars are all over the place. There's some with 100 miles, there's some with 7 miles, there's some with 2,700 miles. There's 3 LTs, there's 1 LTs, there's 2 LTs. So people are definitely still getting a huge premium for these cars. Okay, so enough at looking at those. You guys get the point. There are hundreds of cars out there at a huge, gigantic premium. But what that leads us to next is, how long is this going to be the case? And as I'm sure you remember from my past videos, I've talked about that. I'm kind of thinking that around February or March of next year, maybe we'll see prices start to come down. I don't think it's going to happen before then because they're still rare. They're still super rare. And as I said earlier on in the video, the 2021s are practically sold out themselves. So this is still going to remain a rare car even in 2021. I still think the prices will come down though, because a lot more people that were wanting them and desperately wanting them have already paid a premium for them now, or they're going to be picking their 2021 up in 2021 next year, and then they won't need it anymore. But I'm going to let you know right now, I received an email the other day from one of my followers. They decided that they wanted a 2020 C8, so they went ahead and they bought a 2020 at a very high premium. Lo and behold, though, a few weeks later, they were contacted by GM and said, hey, we have a build date for you now. They thought they were not going to get theirs till next year, but then GM came through. They have a build date and they're going to be taking delivery of their brand new 2020 C8 here in the next few days. And they have a 2020 C8 sitting there that's a little bit used, and they paid a high premium for it. But you know what? They have a great attitude about it. They are 100% okay with the decision that they made. They've been able to enjoy that car, and I don't blame them. I probably would have done the same thing if I wouldn't have been able to get my hands on one of these cars. I would have been out there actively searching for a used C8 that I could buy and at the lowest premium I could pay, but still probably would have been willing to pay a premium. So what I'd like to know from you all is, how long do you think it's going to be a seller's market for the C8? Do you think it is going to last through all of next year until 2022 when the market is more flooded? Because you got to imagine, there's probably 100,000 people that wanted this car, but we're going to wait for the second year or the third year. So they still want the car, but maybe they've changed their mind and decided that they want it now instead of later, and they're willing to pay whatever it takes to get that car. But then there's going to be people that wait for the 2021 or 2022 to come out to get this car. Either way, there are still a lot of people that want the car. So do we think that it will still be a seller's market all the way through 2021? Or do you kind of agree with me that it'll end maybe around February or March, or maybe April at the latest? And then it'll kind of start going back down to, you will be able to purchase a used C8 on the market for right around what it cost or a little less than what it cost. So let me know in the comments down below what you think. And that's going to end this video. If you enjoyed the video, give me a big thumbs up. If you have not joined this wonderful Brink of Speed community, help my channel out by hitting that red subscribe button and the bell for notifications for new videos coming out. I hope each and every one of you has a wonderful rest of your week, and I will see you out on the road.